The main thing is I'm not the guy that I've always been. I'm not the Johnny Manziel that came in here a year ago and was talking to you guys when I first got here, and I felt like I hardly know y'all. But I mean, it's a lot different now. Obviously, for me, it's been a year of growing up for me. This is a job for me now. I have to take this a lot more seriously than maybe I did at the first. Still going home and doing whatever I was doing in the off season. Do I feel like that had a negative effect on me? No, I don't. But at the same time, I'm extremely committed to this, and I want what's best for this team and what's best for myself. And I think that moving forward this offseason, I just need to put in the time that I need to put in and make sure I'm staying sharp, because I want to give next year and the following years that I'm here all I have to try and be as successful as possible.
What can you do from starting once the hamstring's over till OTA start to become a better quarterback?
I think just making sure I'm detailed on my drops, footwork, so whenever we come back, we can worry about getting more on top of coverages and seeing stuff pre-snap, and just taking my game to the next level as far as a quarterback, but making sure I'm still sharp on all this other stuff, so whenever you come back, you don't have to worry about it and take a week to get your footwork right to where it was, get your mechanics back to right where they were, stay on top of your arms, stay on top of taking care of my body, and then when it comes back, really try and take your game to the next level as far as knowledge.
Fans have the wrong perception of you as far as your dedication to being here, and not being a part of yours.
Sure, fans can have whatever perception they want. That's up to them. They can have their opinion, and I'm sure, for me, I haven't painted, the greatest picture of me, like being in here and staying on top of my stuff. I'm sure with the stuff that I've done off the field, it's negatively affected that, and But I know, and what matters to me the most is that these guys in here in this locker room see that I'm in here working, and these coaches know, that this is my life and this is my job, and I'm 100% committed to that. And that's what matters more than anything. And I think with time and through showing what I'm about, and my actions of sticking to this and staying on top of this, that some of that stuff will drift away and fall away with a kid who was still had a college mindset a little bit, and that is absolutely faded from my mind. And now I think this year has really helped mold me into a pro and figure out how this league works and what it takes. So there's a lot of learning to do throughout this year, and I think it's for the better for me as a person and as a player.
Do you, with them having 2 first-round picks next year, do you get concerned that they're going to look at a Marcus Mariota, a Jameis Winston, and try to go in some of them?
I mean, I don't think it'd be fair to give up on somebody after seven quarters of football. I mean, if that's what they were in the business for and what they intended on me coming in here doing, just giving them 7 quarters, giving them a couple games, and then looking somewhere else. I don't feel like that's a lot of commitment in sticking with somebody. So this league is a process, and it takes a lot of time. I mean, nobody comes in this league right away, and I mean nobody comes in this league right away and just absolutely kills it. It's just not the way it works. You can show signs, you can show flashes, but at the same time, you need reps, you need years of it, you need time, and I think that's what happens with a young quarterback. So, hopefully, and I'm not going into this offseason, into this draft, having any concerns about that or any worries about that. I mean, if you want to, it's just something that I'm definitely not thinking about.
Johnny, you said that you've changed. Will we still see things like the money sign next year, or do you regret that at all?
No, I mean, I don't regret that. It's been a part of who I was in college, and I see me growing up and maturing moving forward, and if that's something that is just fun to do. When I'm out on the field, I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about being an adult. I'm thinking about football is a kid's game that you've played since you were in a backyard when you were 8 years old. Still have fun. You can't suck all the fun out of this game. You got to still go out there and smile and be happy that you're getting a chance to play football at a professional level and you're getting paid to do it. So I'm going to go out there next year and smile and be laughing and running around just like I've been every single time I've ever gone on a football field. Let everything else worry about everything. Let everyone else and everything else worry about itself, take care of itself. For me, worry about what I can control, worry about what I can do to be a better teammate, be a better quarterback, and then when it comes down to Sundays next year, go out and have fun, play football, give it your best chance.
Do you feel like maybe you pressed a little bit because